Welcome to our family night worship. We're so glad you've joined us tonight. We look forward to songs of praise, a little storytelling, and a blessed time together. So come join us and let us begin.
There is good news for the captive, good news for the shame. There is good news for the one who walked away. There is good news for the doubter, the one religion failed. For the good Lord has come to seek and save. He's our rescuer. Are free from sin forevermore. Oh, how sweet the sound, oh, how grace abounds. We will praise the Lord, our rescuer. He is beauty for the blind man, riches for the poor. He is friendship for the one the world ignored. He is pasture for the weary, rest for those who strive. Oh, the good Lord is the way, the truth, the life. Yes, the good Lord is the way, the truth, the life. He's our rescuer. He's our rescuer. We are free from sin forevermore. Oh, how sweet the sound, oh, how grace abounds. We will praise the Lord, our rescuer. So come and be chainless, come and be fearless. Come to the foot of Calvary. There is redemption for every affliction here at the foot of Calvary. He's our rescuer. He's our rescuer. We are free from sin forevermore. Oh, how sweet the sound, oh, how grace abounds. We will praise the Lord, our rescuer. We will praise the Lord, our rescuer. A thousand times I've failed, still your mercy remains. And should I stumble again, still I'm caught in your grace. Everlasting, your light will shine when all else fades. Never ending, your glory goes beyond all fame. cries out from the inside out, Lord, my soul cries out, Lord.
Good to see everyone this evening. Tonight we're going to explore the story found in Matthew, the 21st chapter, verses 12 through 17. It's the story of Jesus turning over the tables of the money changers and the dove merchants in the temple. I think it is helpful to understand when he did this. This occurred immediately after being welcomed into the city of Jerusalem in songs and praise and waving palms and loud hosannas. Immediately after this rousing welcome, we've seen such welcomes. Think winning a big game or celebrating a community victory. Energy is high, spirits are high. It's party time. But Jesus, of course, Jesus doesn't always do what you and I may do. Instead, he went from the parade to the big temple in Jerusalem. And it was big. There were courts, multiple courts. There were the outer courts, the women's courts, the Gentiles' courts, the inner courts, and then the most holy of all courts, the one in which only the high priest was allowed into. It was a busy place. It was a place of commerce. Everything happened here. Gentiles and Jews were both allowed in the outer court. And there were stalls all around where the Jewish pilgrims could come and exchange coins for what they needed to make an offering to the Lord. There were rules, of course. Some things never changed. Roman coins, the coin of trade, everyday trade on the streets, could not be used in the temple. They usually carried the image of the emperor or one of the Roman gods. Now, to the Jewish people, this was totally unacceptable. For the Jews, there was only one God, Yahweh. And it would be an offense to God to use these, quote, street coins, unquote, in the temple. So over time, the stalls were set up in these outer courts. Pilgrims could come in and exchange their coins for temple coins. There were tables or booths set aside for this function. Interesting, all the booths and who worked there was controlled by the temple high priest. He decided who would be allowed to run the coin exchange business, and the businessmen would charge the pilgrims a few more to cover their costs. Another booth would be set up to sell the animals used for offering to Yahweh. The high priest set the standards for what was appropriate for an offering, and there were various categories. If you were wealthy, you might purchase an unblemished lamb. For the poor, a pair of doves was considered acceptable. And as you might expect, there was a certain amount of bragging that went on by those who sacrificed the big ticket items. Again, the fees were set by the high priest, and the booth merchant were allowed to add a little extra more. Are you starting to see the picture? A picture is starting to emerge. I wonder. So into the temple arrives Jesus, fresh from the warm and triumphant welcome. And what is his first business? To come to this most sacred place. And what does he see? All the people, all the throngs, the commerce, the worshipers, and the booths. And he turns the tables over, upside down, throwing money and people and money changers and change and coins and animals and people all into chaos. Messiah, our King. So I leave you to ponder this story. I hope that it will compel you into the scriptures. Matthew chapter 21, verses 12 to 17. I wonder what you'll discover about the Messiah. Who is your Messiah? Let us pray. O Heavenly Eternal Father, we come to you now in prayer. We come to you in turbulent times, in times when we so rest at your feet and yearn for your arms of safety and security. We look for your spirit of healing to surround the world, your sense of love to fall upon all of us, that in scarcity we might share, that in chaos we might work for order, that in despair we might find hope. For you, Lord, are our hope, our rock, our shepherd, our Redeemer. We come as thankful people come. Amen.
My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. My hope is built on nothing less than Jesus' blood and righteousness. I dare not trust the sweetest frame, but wholly trust in Jesus' name. Christ alone, cornerstone, weak made strong in the Savior's love. Through the storm, He is Lord, Lord of all. When darkness seems to hide His face, I rest on His unchanging grace. In every high and stormy gale, my anchor holds within the veil. My anchor holds within the veil. Christ alone, cornerstone, Savior's love through the storm. He is Lord, Lord of all. When he shall come with trumpet sound, oh, may I then in him be found, dressed in his righteousness alone, faultless stand before the throne.